What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another Warehouse Series video, another Discord Friday. If you guys are new, if you are not even started in a warehouse yet and you found me, what a great opportunity for you. Not only to learn off of my channel, but to learn off of everybody in Discord. Guys, we got Kroger, Walmart, GFS, Publix, you name it, we have them over here. And they were helping everybody out. All right, the biggest names you could possibly think of, more than likely somebody over in this Discord community of almost 800 people is working at a warehouse that you either work at or the same company. So they are, and they're more than willing to help you guys over there. They're such a great community over there. And they are basically what this channel is all about. So if you guys are not a subscriber to my channel, you're going to learn off of me as well, but you're also going to learn off of them. So join Discord. That is always free. You guys want to give a thumbs up, leave comments underneath all my videos. And please help the algorithms out that way. I really appreciate it. And if you guys want to help support the channel by donating, you know I appreciate it as always, guys. I also want to throw out there that I had my first cool. Well, if you'll be excited about this, I did my first Discord video call. So a lot better than Zoom, because Zoom times you down to 30 minutes if you're not like a subscriber or whatever. But we talked for like 40 some minutes and then we lost our connection. But we're going to get back talking again. Guys, if you want to talk to me one-on-one video, go over your stuff, all what I ask is for a small donation, at least like maybe 20 bucks around there. And I will talk to you for an hour if I have the time, to help you out individually, one-on-one. And that was what I was doing with this individual. So if you guys want to do that, just give me a private message over on Discord. All right, guys, so someone posted this, and I don't even know if they're aware that, I don't know who they are or if they're aware that they work with me, because this is at my warehouse. And, I'll tell you what, this stuff irritates the crap out of me. I'm not going to get too far into why this pisses me off so bad, because I'm in a union and, we're not allowed to say certain things, against our union members. So I'm going to leave it at that. But if you're any type of warehouse worker and you see this crap, you cringe. If you're a good, caring warehouse worker, you cringe when you see crap like this. So I want to know, first of all, let's address the high lift issue here. Guys, if you're on a forklift, what I do is, if I come up to something and I'm not quite sure, before I even unwrap my product that I'm going to be replanting into this slot, I'm going to grab a case off of the pallet. I throw it up on the far left corner, far right corner, depending on what side of the aisle I'm on. So if my forklift is facing this direction here, going down the aisle, I'm going to throw one of these cases on my far left corner, and I'm going to raise my pallet up till I meet the rack. And then I'm going to take a look up and realize, okay, this is not fitting. I need to skip this. All right, so I'm going to drop my stuff back down, take that one case, throw it back on the pallet, and I'm skipping this move. I'm not throwing it. All right, because there's two things you do not want to do as a replan operator. One is smash the shit out of the product that you're replanning, and two is stacking this stuff in the next slot over or on the floor. If it doesn't fit, don't replan it. As simple as that. All right, so do what I just said. Throw a case up, line it up to the rack, see if you're going to get a good idea if this is going to fit or not, and then make the replan. You don't smash it in like this. This is just stupid. All right, so as a selector, I'm coming up to this location. I see this stuff right here. I'm going to do what everybody else just did right here. I'm going to grab the best case I possibly could reach at. All right, so let's say these cases are really damaged. If you want to, take the damaged cases, throw them on the floor, stack them up on the floor damaged, and hopefully a recoup porter is going to come and tape these and see if the product's damaged inside, or just let them go. And hopefully the recoup porter grabs it whenever he comes by. If you're in my warehouse, we have recoup porters that come around and tape this stuff up if it's not broken inside. If this was the last case on the pallet and it looked like this, I'm going to probably take a quick look inside real quick to see what the product is, to see if it's something that's going to damage. If these are chips, I forget what the heck these things are, but if these are chips and they're smashed like that, I'm skipping it, because more than likely the chips are damaged. Maybe the air came out of the bag and they're not going to be able to be sold anyhow. So I'm going to zero this out. So if you ever come to this location and that's all that's left, say zero and skip it, scratch it, don't select it. We don't need to put damaged product on our pallets that we're selecting. All right, guys, you hear me talk about these stupid NORs all the time. These things are so dumb. All right. Obviously, this is why they're so cheap. Why they're $1, or $1.25 a pack. is because they really spend some crappy packaging on this stuff. You touch these cases, they fall apart. These are the dumbest cases in the warehouse. This and the Ben's Rice. You touch these cases here, they just disintegrate. So what would I do if I came up to this? Well, we do have a lot of good cases here that we could grab. My advice to anyone selecting this stuff, put one hand on the bottom, all right? Put one hand on the bottom, because if you grab it from the top, there is a 99.9% chance that the whole thing's just going to fall apart. Put one hand on the bottom in this case, grab it, like I just said, carry it from the bottom of the case. I would definitely grab some cases out of here. If they all were looking like this, let's say I rolled up and let's say there's 4 cases looking like this where they're totally broken open, I will grab that case. And I'm either if I'm at the end of my order, I'm just going to toss it up there, because guys, it doesn't matter what the case looks like, as long as the product is good to get to the store and onto the shelf and not damaged. So what I would do is I would grab this case. I'm either going to throw it on top of my pallet because I'm already done with my order, and maybe I'm at the end of my last couple cases, and this is in our 40 hour rather. And usually you finish up around that part of the warehouse. And if not, I'll take this one case and throw it on my jack. And then when I'm done with my order, I'll throw it on top. So I'm not going to put any cases on top of these packages that are going to rip them open. Now, if I needed multiples, I'm zeroing them out. All right. Once again, one, I will throw it on my jack. I'm not messing with a bunch of these stupid cases. If there's a bunch of them broken open like this and I need more than one, I'm saying 0. If I need one, I will deal with the one case, but multiples, I'm zeroing them out. But you definitely could pick some good ones here. And I don't know what the heck happened here. It looks like they dropped the pallet, putting them in after cutting the wrap, the Replen did, and they just like started throwing all the freaking cases on the pallet. That's what my guess is on this one. All right, guys, and the last one, and this is where you verify that you work with me, and I'm going to be at Dry Goods tomorrow. I was at Perishable on night shift for 3 weeks. And 3 to 11, Dry Goods just works out better for me when my kids are going to be going back to school soon. So that's why I went back down. But these ones here, this necessarily does not mean that the product is damaged. Sometimes condensation, say these come in on refrigerated trucks sometimes. Our company is a smaller company, guys. So we will take dry product that is not going to be hurt on the perishable or on like a reefer truck. And sometimes when you take a pallet like this and you take it out of a reefer truck and stick it into a 100-degree warehouse, well, you're going to get sweat that forms, because remember, these are all shrink wrapped. So when they come off the reefer truck into our 100-degree warehouse, sweat is going to start getting on the inside of these the shrink wrap, and they're going to start doing this to the boxes. So it doesn't necessarily mean that the product inside is damaged. Usually, you know if there's damage inside because it'll turn brown. It won't get wrinkly like this. Usually you'll have a brown discoloration to the box if the product actually leaked out from inside, the contents from inside the box. So yes, I would definitely select these. All right, guys, this next one, I love this. Thank you for posting your work here. This is something that where you almost look like you would. This is like our product on our dry. Now, why do I like this so much? Is because it's a lot of different products, guys. When you get a dry product like this, that is all different sizes, you are forced to column stack. So even though we got column, this is still very well done. And I want to explain why. So first of all, me personally, I would have took my vinegar facing in. I like big, heavy, thick boxes like that facing in. I find myself to have more room on the pallet. But with that being said, this worked out just fine for you as well, because you were able to utilize a tie-in here. Guys, remember what I said. Just because there's a gap here and you're not resting on another case, it's still a tie-in, because you're taking weight from this corner and you're sticking it towards the middle of the pallet. So this was greatly done. And we got a column here. So we took our columns away. Now, if you would have done it my way, you would have had a column all the way from the pallet. This way was actually even better, because we took our columns and we raised it up a little bit. So it's not going to be as bad. So we got this nice solid vinegar on the corner that is just working as a very nice sturdy corner. And then we tied in we got these cases, and see how we kept the same direction with the Arizona tea. We didn't take one Arizona tea this way and hurry up and turn one back this way. We kept everything facing it. And 2 cases the same facing back, 1 of everything facing in. This is how you make solid pallets. We got the problem ocean spray in the middle. We only needed 1 probably. Very good call on this one. And the same on the other side, guys. Center column with cases pointing in. Preach this on this channel all the time. And what I like about this, even though we're column stacked, you could tell this person knows what they're doing. We tried to tie in, once again, guys, this is a tie-in. So we took a little bit of weight off the corner. Even though it's still on the corner, we're still leaning back in towards the pallet. We tied in a little bit right here, just enough to tie the 2 columns in. This is very well stacked, very well done. Topped it off with the ice cream cone, so just lock it in. Even though that's a light box, it's still enough to just make it not teeter. And then when we have these 2 LaCroix going back this way, and then we've got the Cottonelle or whatever that is, it doesn't matter what it is, but it's on top of it. It's tying that in this corner as well. Very nicely done. We took our Cracker Jack and tied in these 2 columns together. Sometimes that's all it takes. When you have a lot of different size cases like this, you get forced to column stack, and you take the opportunity to tie in when you possibly can. All right, guys, I like this one too. Why do I like this so much? Because I tell you all the time, you don't have to mummify your pallet. All right, so let's say we're stacking columns. We're in produce, it right here. And honestly, we did a really nice job of this. Very nice stacked product, but they just want to be reassured. Maybe this column here was rocking a little bit and they didn't want to drop it. Maybe they had this on the back of their forks. It wasn't up against their jack, and they just want to make sure this is going to be a little secure. What did they do? They either have one of those mini wraps, or they took their big full-size hand wrap and they turned it sideways and they put one time around just enough to hold this stuff together. People get too carried away when they separate. Guys, if you have wrap machines at your work, this is what you want to do. You do not want to wrap your whole stupid pallet. You're wasting time. If you're taking it to the wrap machine anyhow, you're wasting time. Put one thing around it. You know you're securing it. It's not going to teeter over, and you move on. This takes seconds. You wrapping the whole pallet takes minutes. So very well done on this selector right here. All right, guys. So I posted this for 2 reasons. One, it made me remind me of something whenever I seen this, but let's look at one of the other reasons, and that is just how well this is stacked. Keeping like boxes together, guys. These boxes crush. So we're going to keep the same size box on top of them so we know it's going to be fitted on the perimeter of the box. We got the beef here. We separated our boxes and then we came back in. I mean, these 2 pallets are just very nicely done. We stayed within the confines in the pallet. We're using blue wood, which I highly recommend if you could use the blue wood and not plastic. But this here, if you're a new selector or if you've even been in the warehouse for a little bit, you go on break, go to the bathroom, you go take a cigarette smoke break or whatever. When you come back, there's always some jackass in the warehouse that wants to hit your down button and watch you pull out and laugh at you whenever you start pulling out of your stuff and you're not going to take your product with you. So guys, every time, because it happened to me just not that long ago, maybe about 6 months ago, every time I leave my jack with product on it to go to bathroom, to get water, whatever it is, and I come back, I always look to see if my pallets are on the ground. Because if they're on the ground, you need to lift them. Because if you have light product on here and you start pulling out, guess what's going to happen? Your whole pallet's going to fall over. And that little crack of a joke is going to go from being funny to you getting pissed off. So every time you leave your jack unattended, which it's break, whatever, always make sure that someone didn't hit your down button to joke around with you and your pallets are on the floor. All right, guys, another one I want to look at. I love this. All right, thank you for posting this picture. We're up in produce. We're in warm product. Why do I like this? Because, okay, you could either do this one or 2 ways. Bananas come in a 6 box, so you could either 6 it and have 2 up here and then start stacking on the back. Or if you get 8 bananas, you do this. You stack them straight up the front, which I have done this numerous times, guys, when I select. If I only need 8 bananas, I like doing this as well. Why? Because the top of the banana boxes dip in. They dip in like this. So when you start putting the other cases on it, it does not sit level. So one way to get this level is to keep all your bananas upright and just column stack them. So if these came first, 8 right up the front, leaves the whole back of my pallet open to column stack some nice solid cases that are going to be nice and level. Very nicely done. Thank you for posting your work. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you for posting your pictures over on Discord. This is why Discord is so important. Topics like this would not be touched on just by talking and conversation. For me to do a video on it is great work. For you guys over on Discord, keep posting your pictures. I really highly recommend joining Discord. And if you guys want to talk to me one-on-one, private message me. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.